Hey there, and welcome to today's video. For today's video, some of you may remember a challenge I did not too long ago where it was James Turner's challenge and every box needed to be one tile bigger and you had to build a house with that. Lilsimsie kind of took it a step further and James Turner also tried it out and I thought that actually looks kind of weird, but I'm gonna try it. So in this one, it is one square tile bigger. So you have a 1 by 1 and a 2 by 2 and a 3 by 3. You can go as small or as big as you want. I decided to go all the way to a 10 by 10 and thought, what is this house even going to look like? At first, I was just kind of seeing which squares made sense where, and I ended up with a layout that I actually rather liked, though this is a house I would have never built on my own. If it wasn't for the fact that this was a challenge, and I find this happens a lot lately, where if it isn't a challenge, it's not something I would have even thought to build before. So this house, I mentioned it goes from a 1 by 1, which ends up being for a shower, I hope it's usable, all the way to a 10 by 10. Now, there weren't really any rules to the challenge, so I did add some inner walls, but I didn't create a separate room. So you'll see what I mean in a bit. I mainly closed off the stairs just so it wouldn't be so open to the rest of the room. And the other thing I did was I put some walls kind of to outline the kitchen, mainly because I wanted to put different wallpaper and the columns in base game aren't all the best to be able to separate that. So I thought a wall was going to be okay with that. Now, the house itself was a very interesting style. I started out very traditional, a lot more of what you would expect in a bit of an older home. And at some point, I started putting some more modern items in it as well. So the house actually ends up having 3 bedrooms in total. There is a giant master bedroom, a bedroom that is shared between 2 kids. It could be a teen, you could change a bed and have a toddler and add a potty, for example. But I was specifically thinking about 2 kids. And downstairs, there's also a bedroom that I thought, well, maybe this is something like an in law suite, maybe a guest bedroom, and that one has its own bathroom. Now, it did seem a bit weird to have the master bedroom without a bathroom, and then have a bedroom downstairs that did have its own bathroom. But with the layout and the way the house already seemed, I figured this would be the best way to basically have everything in place. I did do the outside first, since I wanted this very much to look like it was all intentional, which is always a part of the challenge, right? But by doing that, I kind of blocked myself off to where some of the rooms were. So, for example, the 2 by 2 ended up having to be a half bath, and I believe the bedroom downstairs is a 5 by 5. I originally wanted that room to be a general bathroom for the whole house, but it wasn't going to really work out with the way the layout was at that point in time. That's why at one point I ended up deciding having 3 bathrooms in this house. 2 are full, one is a half bath, but it did end up working out. I actually rather liked this layout. If I ever had a house that was this big, I would definitely want a bedroom that's downstairs. That way you always have the option to go to the downstairs bedroom if you really don't want to deal with stairs. Now, I didn't playtest this house, and that's why I mentioned that the shower is on a 1 by 1, since I'm not actually sure if that is usable. I didn't want to completely disregard the rules of the challenge and get rid of the wall, so what I did was I put an archway to the 1 by 1 room and I put the shower in there. Visually, I think it looks really good since there are no standalone shower faucets, kind of like you get in university. So you don't get that in base game, and you only have the 1 by 1 showers. You can't really make showers as big as you want or as small as you want. So I know that the university shower works, but it's also a very different item than what the 1 by 1 showers are for base game, or basically for the rest of the game except for university and that one specific shower. So I'm not sure if it actually will work or not, but I hope it does, because if it does, then that is a very good discovery that I have made. I will go back and playtest it eventually. I just didn't get to it before I uploaded this house into the gallery. So by the time I'm recording this house has already been uploaded to the gallery. Even if I were to test it right this second, it's not really going to change that. It's already out there and someone has already downloaded it. So if you did and then later found out it didn't work, I am sorry. The rest of it looked like it would work. But then we go into the kitchen. So originally, I had the kitchen and the dining room split exactly down the middle. So it was going to be half of it the dining room and half of it the kitchen. And as I started furnishing that kitchen, I realized there is way too much space in that kitchen. And that's when I decided to cut it off and put some walls around. So hopefully that is okay in the book of what was allowed for this challenge. And besides that, I felt that there was a lot of empty spaces in the house. So in the entryway, for example, there is a giant empty space, but at the same time, I didn't want to clutter the house and I wanted it to be a straight shot to the stairs. Even if the stairs weren't right next to the door, I felt like they shouldn't be obstructed from the front door itself. It wouldn't really make sense if you actually had this layout to do something like that. The other place where there was a lot of empty space was by the kitchen as well. So the kitchen and dining room are in the giant 10 by 10 square. It was a lot bigger than I was expecting. As I mentioned, when I was furnishing that kitchen, I actually needed to downscale it. If I had anything I could change from this house, it would probably be to make some things smaller, probably make some things a bit of a different shape since it does feel very square. Which I believe I actually ended up calling this a square house precisely because it's all squares. There's no real interest aside from the fact that the squares are different shapes, so you could kind of give the house a bit more dimension that way. Upstairs in the landing, there was also that issue of a lot of space, but since this was where the bedrooms were, I felt that this space did need to be filled out a bit more. So there, I even ended up putting a grand piano. I have no idea what skills your Sims will have, but I'm pretty sure all the bases are covered here. I even considered doing computers in every single room, but I decided to give it a bit more of a private feel, no electronics type of thing. So the kids' bedroom, for example, has a lot of toys instead, and the parents' bedroom ended up having some bookshelves and a couch. So all the skills really are covered here for the majority of it. I don't believe there was anything for fitness. Typically, I would try to get at least a pool or something in there, but the lot I was building this on was actually a lot smaller than I was expecting. I think this is a 20 by 30, and I really expected this lot to be able to fit a pool as well, but unfortunately, it didn't actually fit, but I did get some outdoor space at the very least. But the parents have their own balcony, even though they don't have a bathroom, which may be something that I would also change in this house. I might make the balcony a bit smaller and add a bathroom in there, since their balcony was actually a lot bigger than I was expecting. But they have a bit of a seating area out there, and I even put a bonsai tree and a woodworking table out there. That's why I think most of the skills are actually covered in this house, even though it may not really seem like it. Outside, there wasn't much to say. There was just a barbecue area, a little table, some landscaping, and that was about it. So we are getting to the end of the video, and I want to know your opinions on this challenge. Do you think it was too cheaty to put some walls in there? I really don't think so, but hey, I am open to what your opinions are. But thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Do let me know down below what you think about it, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great weekend!